Right, hello, I'm going to talk you through, if I can actually start this slideshow, how do I do it? Hang on. Oh, here we go. Is this going to work? Yes. Right, I'm going to talk you through a mini learning intention, really, learning to write analytical paragraphs on Shakespeare using PEE+. You know you've got all the resources on PEE+ on Child Online, 3 films there that you should watch. I'm just going to show you a couple of examples of what you're aiming for, really. Right, first of all, how effective is this paragraph? Can you pause it, please? Just think about a strength of this paragraph, an area for development. So pause it now and do that. Right, what did you think? I mean, let's read it through. In Act 2, Scene 2, Macbeth is very sorry about what he's done. He says, "This is a sorry sight. This shows that he regrets killing the king and he wishes he hadn't done it." Right, there's some strengths in there. It's sort of PEE. Well, it uses evidence. It makes a point about the character a bit, I suppose. It makes an attempt to comment on the evidence. But it's not very good, really, because, or it's not as good as it could be because it's not very developed. The evidence is, the point's not very clear. Go back and watch what it says on the point video about how to do a decent point. Focus on the key words of the question. One way Shakespeare presents Macbeth is blah, blah, blah. Okay, is as very regretful or sorry about what he's done. It's not particularly well expressed. Quotations, not too bad. Maybe could explain what quotation means. And it just kind of makes quite an obvious point, I suppose, about what the quotation means. It's a bit limited. I'm not going to get you really more than a sort of E, D. Maybe I'm not even sure I'd get you D, to be honest. Probably an E grade response. So things you need to think about is the point, the topic sentence, the first sentence, and the thing focused on the question. Does it use the keywords? Is the point? It wasn't in that sense. Was it focused on what the writer has done? No, that one wasn't. It didn't mention the writer, and it just said something about the character as if the character was a real person. Is the evidence precise, meaty, and appropriate? Could be. It's quite short. We'll have to see. They'll have to do more with it because they just had, "This is a sorry sight." Is the explanation developed in detail? No, not in that one. Does the explanation comment on the effect of power words or techniques? No, it doesn't comment on the effect of keywords, does it? There's nothing in here that says, oh yeah, use of the word something is important because. Does it consider alternative interpretations, different ways the same line could be delivered? No, it doesn't. Right, let's have a look at a better example. Why is this better? In my view, Macbeth should be, so actually pause it now, read the paragraph, and make a couple of notes about why it's better. Okay, I hope you've done that. If you haven't, stop now, do it. Come on, go do it properly. In my view, anyway, let's go through it. In my view, Macbeth should be presented as full of regret and sorry for what he's done. Better because it uses the keyword presented, and we're asked how is the character presented. They've used the word presented in the topic sentence. Better, yeah? A key moment for this is when he sees the blood on his hands and says, "This is a sorry sight." Better, again, because better expressed, isn't it? A key moment for this is when. You can use that phrase. A key moment for this is when. A significant moment is when. An important moment to show this is. Okay, so remember that, use that. And it also kind of explains a bit what the quotation means, doesn't it? It explains what's going on. This shows the anguish that he feels at having killed his king, especially as he's always been so loyal. That's not wholly clear, is it? But better. Shows the anguish. Anguish is a lovely word to use, a good vocabulary in there. An actor could say the lines very quietly and whisper them to himself. This would show him as upset and emphasise that Macbeth now feels alone and divided from his wife. That is really good quality explanation, isn't it? And also it's good because it's doing this thing here. It's considering alternative interpretations. It's not saying it definitely means this or it definitely shows this about Macbeth. It's saying it could show this about Macbeth if it was acted in this particular way. Really strong work. He could also hiss the sibilants on sorry sight. The sibilants is this repeated S sound. It's like alliteration, but with S sounds. So he could hiss the sibilants on sorry sight to amplify his sense of despair. Really good. And you can be that, you can do that, can't you? amplify his sense of despair, to emphasise, to put stress on, not so good, but to reinforce his sense of despair. Brilliant uses of language there. Alternatively, so hang on a minute, what have we got? We've got, it's commented on the effect of power words or techniques. It does consider alternative interpretations. It is developed and detailed, really good. Alternatively, Macbeth could deliver these lines very angrily to Lady Macbeth, aggressively thrusting the blood into her face. This would make it clear he blames her for making him commit the murder. So really strong, developed, interesting, thoughtful work. And it's only because they've thought about what the features of a good paragraph are, and they've worked on those features. They've got the language. They're using words like amplify, anguish, emphasise. Okay, and that's helped them write a really good paragraph. And you just do the same. You can do exactly that, can't you? Right, little activity. Here's a paragraph which is quite good, which is on the way. Pause here. Don't write it all out. Just write the next line or two that you'd add to this paragraph to make it really fantastic. Don't copy what's on it here. Should have given you a different quote, really. Never mind. Try and write something else to finish that off. Hang on a minute. Oh yeah, this is what I wanted to finish off with you. Sorry. These phrases here, you know, I just talked to you about giving yourself the language. Why can't I do that? To be successful. Well, this is an attempt to give you that language. Oh, I'm having a nightmare. Hang on. Right. And then do that. Right, finally. These phrases will be really helpful for you. This implies or suggests. Right, this quotation implies that Macbeth feels full of regret. It means the same thing, really. It suggests. The use of the word or phrase or image, whatever, is important because, blah, 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 the word something amplifies or reinforces the sense that. This could be delivered. If delivered in an angry tone, this would suggest that, blah, blah, blah. Alternatively, and actually two things. What that writer doesn't do is write about context, which is a good idea to do. To Shakespeare's audience, oh no, what happened there? To Shakespeare's audience, this would seem particularly shocking because, I don't know, what would you say? To kill a king was an act against God, something like that. In the 16th century, this would be important because, or the 17th century, you could say. This would be important because, and you know, you need to finish that off with something which is relevant to the quote. So if you're writing about Lady Macbeth being really harsh, this would be important because a wife or a woman wouldn't be expected to act with such power against her husband. Okay? Right, that's it. So I hope that's given you a sense of what sort of quality we're looking for. You can do it. Doesn't matter what work you've been produced in the past, you can work with that quality. You've just got to use the language, use these words, practice using these words, have some practice goes, and you know, get properly prepared and ready for your control assessment, then you'll be fine. Okay, brilliant. Have fun.